real fucking excited here to make another goddamn video, but here we go. This is a review of Avenged Sevenfold's Life is But a Dream, 2 years after its release, because now is the best time to do it, because now I've actually had a bunch of listens, and a lot of them recently, because I just went back to it, because it's one of the bands that I actually grew up on in music in general, so, you know, that's kind of like, if it wasn't for Avenged Sevenfold, I wouldn't be here wearing a fucking Dismember shirt, listening to Deicide and jamming Malevolent Creation, you know, my favorite death metal bands of all time, Autopsy, etc. So I owe it to him, and I just happen to be a very big fan of this album, so I wanted to do this. I knew I was going to do it at some point, it just was a question of when. So Avenged Sevenfold releases this album after The Stage, a couple years after, you know, and they pretty much promised that, well, not promised, they promised that jack shit, pretty sure, mostly rumors, but the rumor was that it was going to be like a follow-up to The Stage, as in like a, you know, sort of like a similar type of deal. When The Stage is basically Avenged Sevenfold in their Prague area, where they experiment with a bunch of different styles, and it has an original vibe to it, The Stage, and they are basically following through with that, but instead of sounding like a continuation of The Stage or whatever people were saying, it does sound like a proper follow-up. They're sticking to the like whole prog mentality of progging it up on the music and putting a bunch of styles and stuff. Basically, the only album that they stopped doing that on is one, and that's Hail to the King, which I still love that album, even though it's a fucking, you know, Metallica album, basically. They want it to be like Metallica. That's fine. Everyone wants to be Metallica, but even on that album, they couldn't fucking resist progging it up. Not really prog, but like, they have that song Acid Rain. Fucking, I don't even know what you call that style. It's like almost, basically the music style sounds like it could be fucking Frank Sinatra, but it's like darker and more depressing Frank Sinatra, and then some like metal guys singing over it. So, but we're gonna be talking most about the lyrics here. So everything deserves a little introduction. So that was the introduction. So we're gonna be talking about lyrics mainly, and there's gonna be some points about the actual songs here, and what I like and what I, well, there's nothing I don't like. Let's just spoiler here. It's one of my fucking favorite albums they ever did. In fact, I think it's one of the best albums I know because of my recent listening. So, the first song, Game Over, it starts fucking, you know, I'm pretty sure it starts calm. I forget now because I've been doing this a little here, trying to find my footing. But nonetheless, it has a very heavy part to set the album going off once it kicks in. And as far as this one, I don't think the lyrics are going to be having much of notes, because it's kind of just discussing the early years of man's life, the man's life, such as opening blurry eyes as a newborn, going to elementary school, and getting a friend in his first kiss. But that's not really the kind of my forte here. But for me, for this one, this is like today, literally, I sang through this entire album. This was the only song I struggled with, because it's like open blurry nurture loving clothing walking. It's like it's like that fast blasting note for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines straight, and maybe even 6.5. And it's just wow, you know. But then for me, I like that like super fast, like I don't know what it is. When I hear fast vocals, I'm kind of attached already. Sometimes it doesn't take much genius to win me over. Like for example, Deicide has Crucifixion, and they basically say that like crucifixion. You know, that's what wins me over. The fast, hard hitting shit. Same with the drums and guitar, which is how this starts. It starts fucking fast and hard hitting. And it kind of has like a bunch of tapping on the pre-chorus as well. And it's like kind of epic and kind of power metal-y, but like punk. They show a lot of their punk roots in this one. And then they go into like a completely melodic part for the chorus. When they sing, days are fine and come on time, but years leave with nothing to find. you yeah, so this is just generic, basically saying that everything feels the same, and the days have lost meaning. But that's not really the lyrics I'm gonna be going into. The lyrics I'm gonna go into is the real gems in here, because there are some gems. So for this one, it's more just about the hard hitting, just cool, and the vocal melody. Days are fine and come on time, but years leave with nothing to find. That fucking beautiful. That those melodies that is like where it's like kind of like going like this, like waves in an ocean, like that. I fucking love that. So I'm gonna see here because some of the lyrics are not in my head. I know, so it's not in this song that the lyrics are the highlight. There's a cool solo. There's a bunch of cool parts. This one's just kind of like the intro to the album. You know, it's a really good song, but it's not one that I can say much about because it's kind of straight up. Like even with the melodic side, it's kind of like thrashy, punky, maybe very punk heavy thrash sounding with like a bit of power metal like flashiness on the guitars. And the melodic chorus that's like a very hard contrast to what the other shit has. Other than that, it's not really the special track, but this song, the very last song is the very last line of the song is actually what makes me the most happy in this song, and it's my favorite part actually. Because even though he has like the lyrics like it strikes me that I don't belong here anymore as I observe my own reflection. This is the bridge before the outro. Try a happy face staring through the warm tears, a sad frown from the cold years at you, as a goodbye in a different language, for those who don't know. I never had the will anyway. That's a good fucking line, but it's not something that I'm gonna bring up. But the last line is, can't you see life is but a dream anyway? So it's like, can't you see life is but a dream anyway? See that? Maybe they are fucking influenced by fucking Frank Sinatra a little bit on this album. But yeah, so according to the notes, this is what I'll read for this one. This line implies that the speaker doesn't think his death will have real impact from his point of view. Life is just a dream, therefore nothing is real, so dying is meaningless in its own limit. But that's not how I view that line, because I feel like this line is true, but in a different way. For me, it's like what I said in the beginning. Like, life is just so crazy that it feels like a dream sometimes. And that's basically all there. Mattel is where we get into actually talking about the lyrics. So my vinyl skin provides protection. It holds in place my plastic bones. Cast button eyes reflect an image, and all seems as it should, but there's nobody home. So this song, I can basically leave it on that line, because basically this song can be pretty quickly summed up for me in this talks about like manufacturing and you know how the world is like, for example, my favorite line in this one, actually fucking had to go back with my word there. Now I know this might sound crazy, but I smell the plastic daisies and it seems we've found ourselves in hell. That is the line that makes me love this song, because this is like when Avenged Sevenfold gets like political, right? They get political in a way that's not neither here nor there or here. It's not middle, left, right. It's not in the between. It's generalized, right? Because they're talking about like how the world is just so fixated on technology that it runs our lives essentially. And I gotta salute them for writing it in a clever way, because they write it in such a super clever way. That's why I love the song. Because if you just said, if the lyrics was just literally what I said, oh yeah, everything is so technology focused these days, and we're letting technology control our lives. If they just fucking wrote that, I would have been like, well, this is fucking, another song I can't really say much about, right? Because that's just fucking boring. But yeah, that's basically for that. As far as the song goes, this one has a little more electronic industrial vibes going, but not industrial like Nine Inch Nails, but super light ones. It's hard to describe. This is unique. This is one thing I can say about Avenged Sevenfold. They can make fucking the most unique music ever. Here we're gonna have some fucking fizzy drink, the fucking fizzy cola candy. Yeah, I'm gonna top her up a little later, after the video, with more of the flavor shit you pour in to make the drink. Carbonated it myself. But here we go. Nobody, this is my favorite fucking song on the album. Not lyrics-wise, I will say. It's my favorite song on the album overall as a song. So this one is, again, it has that light industrial influence from the sound. But the highlight of the song is the guitar solo at the end. And this is why this is my favorite song on the album. Because that guitar solo is one of the best guitar solos fucking literally ever to me. That is like combining some insane shredding with like full-on gypsy jazz. It's like metal and gypsy jazz at the exact same time. Not some parts here and there. At the exact same time. That's Sin's the Gates. Only he can make that happen. And I know that sounds crazy to say, but like, if you listen to it, no one plays like that in a metal band. Like, exactly like those notes that are in that guitar solo, especially with all, like, again, he makes insanely fast shredding sound melodic in this song. That's how fucking good this solo is. And I'm talking in the same way John Petrucci does it, where it's like, it's a fucking insane, there's some insane fast drums, but they're super melodic, so it's like you can literally sing them in your head. And that's just how fucking genius this song is. But overall, the song is fucking great too. This one just is like, this is like the catchy, this was the first single, it's like a catchy hit for most of it, but the chorus, man, with fucking guitar sweep picking in the background, on top of fucking badass drumming, thick fucking bass, electronic on top of the normal bass, and a thick ass rhythm guitar, with the I'm a god, I'm awake, I'm the one in everything. The fucking melody being this again. Riding the fucking wave. That's fucking, again, the people who can do that really well are the people I look up to the most as singers, and that's fucking Matt Shadows, one of my fucking, in fact, one of the biggest influences on my fucking singing, probably, because we have kind of like similar abilities and range, just that I try to sing his higher notes when I have already fucking ruined my voice, so I fucking fuck my voice over even more, and I don't let my voice rest like a fucking idiot. But yeah, so this one is kind of just like, you kind of don't really have to worry about the lyrics, but the lyrics are great. Like, if you pay attention to it, nobody tells you the journey of a person realizing that they are not just a person, they're not just a product of human existence, they are everything you ever see, feel, hear, experience, semicolon. All of it is only ever seen from your own point of view. You will never experience any part of living through another. You are everything you will ever know. Everything in the universe is you. And I guess that's why it's called Nobody, because nobody else is quite like you. And that's also why the lyrics is that he basically says that he sees nobody, because he's kind of looking at himself in a what's it called? Not a literal mirror, but he's looking at himself in a mirror. That's not an actual mirror. I can't fucking figure out the fucking word right now, but it's a fucking word that I would know normally. So yeah, but then the guitar solo hits. Then we already talked about that. And this is the song that I think that kind of blew off one of my friends from the album. And it's a shame because this is the only song that sounds like this. this is the most industrial song, but it's only for like the main part. It's sort of like, how to take this? It's like for the first like bit and portion of the song, it's like that, and then it goes into some like pretty heavy shit, and then later on, the ending is like full on more gypsy guitar, but like acoustic. But yeah, so here we have a gloomy fucking song. This one's, I think, is so great because of the way they use it. But I've already pretty much spoiled what it is. It starts out pretty. It starts out pretty like technical and thrashy, like technical thrash. For example, the way I can compare the musical aspects is if it's like, if you take Vector and modernize it a little bit, because Vector plays like old school progressive thrash, but if you take that and modernize it a little bit and then put some singing with weird glitching effects on it, that's the intro. You'll have to hear it to understand, because again, it's one of those cases where it's just it's just their own fucking sound. No one fucking sounds like this, man. That's the crazy thing about Avenged Sevenfold. They do it over and over, except for one album, and even on that one, they do unique shit. So, it's just fucking crazy, man. How unique the band is. But yeah, to sum up the lyrics, the song talks about how we simultaneously build and destroy our own existence with all the power and speed that we use for all the wrong reasons. And, it basically just goes in depth in that. And it's very exaggerated, which is, I think, what turned my friend off, because it's like, more power, more pace. It's like it's very industrial in that part, and it's like very like repetitive sounding, but it's kind of meant to signify the repetitive nature of how we keep destroying ourselves with power, when we think that the power we hold can bring us to success, we instead use the power in the wrong way and end up destroying ourselves. Sort of like that. That's why it's like build tall, build higher, build far, build wider, build here, build down, build up, build now. And it's like more this, more that, more pills, more shells, more skin, more, more everything. Just more of everything, essentially. It's just the whole more is more political mental attitude, which is here and here and here and here. Everywhere, the cup pest. There's no fucking politician that's fucking genuine in that fucking sense. So, yeah, this is... But then the chorus is fucking up. I'm just saying, that's the way when it goes into the metal part of the song, and it's just... Look at the way you go, you're 1 in a million, and you know it shows, and we love you. That, and then it goes, onto the mud, down to the mud. Rise to scale, the briny stack, lay a foot on the bottom back. Fucking just goes in a complete thrash metal part, and the guitar solo is just fucking insane. That's one of the most insane guitar solos fucking he recorded in a long time. And it goes back to the fucking more power part, but this time it's even more repetitive. It's like 5 times as repetitive. This is what I'm guessing is what turned him off, because this one is really hard. Like, it's like 15 lines of just repeating, and then it goes into the chorus again, but it extends it because the chorus is short the first 2 times, and then last time it's a little longer, and then the ending with the fucking like straight up acoustic bluesy gypsy fucking thing going on with the slide guitar. It sounds like you're in a fucking swamp. Like, fucking awesome, man. Here we have a song that gives me goosebumps just fucking thinking of it. Cosmic. And this song is my favorite lyrical piece, and even with this being about 2 lovers coming to the realization that no matter what universe or timeline they are in, they will always find each other, that is a very good topic, but like, basically the way I view it is, I like to take a lyric all piece and make it my own, and sort of like I like to make my own interpretations. You know, when I was reading the lyrics on my own, and because that gateway, you get a gay view on things, unique view is what I was trying to say. Uh, Accidentally threw gay in there for some reason, but yeah. So this one, it's not about the first few lines because it's, you know, uh, it's because I love all the lines, but there's a certain part. But basically, this is the most fun to sing as well. It's also fucking easy on my voice, even though it's like it goes pretty high. It goes like in the top of my range, but it's like not the top of the top. Like I can still hit it comfortably. Is what I mean for the top of my range. Top of my comfort range is what I mean. I think I've grown allergic to pollen, so fucking sue me, I guess, if I fucking want to rub it out. Shouldn't have said rub it out, but yeah, sure. Yeah, so it's the first like verse part is it's great, but it's not what I'm highlighting. This is the fucking highlight. The chorus after the guitar solo, and the guitar solo is fucking phenomenal. But when it's like dancing in the wind as roses born again, there you'll find me before the dawn of man in castles made of sand. There you'll find me. You see that it repeats that there you'll find me. Basically, this is talking about like everywhere you will find, because of the multiple universe, right? Their love is in every universe, right? In multiple realities. It's basically you'll find me everywhere, essentially. But for me, this can also mean like the way I interpret it this way, and a fucking real ass fucking topic that kind of goes into my life as well, with like friends and shit. It's like you don't even have to be thinking about this as like a love way. You can think about this with like friends, like no matter where we are, I'll always be there for you, kind of thing. That's the kind of fucking vibe I get from the lyrics myself, and I fucking love that. That's my favorite kind, but it's worded in such a beautiful way, and then they repeat it. And at the end, it's just beautiful. It's hard to explain, but they do the outro is the fucking best part, because that's when they do the like not auto tune, but have like a robotic vocal effect. They don't use it as a fucking cheat code. They use it as an effect, and it's just the singing is beautiful as well, and I love keeping up with it because it's so fun. The only part I wouldn't sing is the "I'm Gone," because he goes like, so, "I'm gone," but I don't like going that high with fucking chest voice because it's fucking too high. And this one is great because this one has, I believe, yes, 2 singers. They're all in the band, of course. This one is about the duality and beauty of nihilism, and this song is called "Beautiful Morning." Because but it's basically about, on one hand, it's a beautiful day and the protagonist is walking amongst flowers and trees. On the other hand, he seems certain of his passage to hell and remarks on his hollow shell and his empty headstone. You walk in water, but the water swallows you. Type of shit is, well, I added type of shit, but it did say that in the notes. Not type of shit, but you know, we walk in water part. And I don't think I paid much attention to the actual lyrics singing wise here. I was just singing along, but yeah, this one's basically just a bit. This one's gonna be one of the older songs, maybe a little more of that Frank Sinatra kind of like influence because it goes into that. But this one has Sinister Gates guitar singing, and that part is fucking pinch myself in the eye. Chef's kiss. And it's a great song. It's just that lyrical wise, I can't really say much. Easier is when I'm like coming back again and I'm like, holy shit, because then whenever it comes on, it starts with a chorus. It's easier to just walk away, and I know you'll see brighter days along the way, and essentially it's a reference to the Rev, uh, the fact of the idea being that they had a demo called Easier in 2007. Their drummer who basically, you know, they basically adapted a major part of the lyrics, and this song's about encouragement towards the tough moments that life throws towards us. And basically, this actually it kind of goes into his death as well. It's easier. It'll always be easier to escape reality than to face a difficult situation. And they add like the loss of a loved one, but that is exactly what you can say about what the Rev did. He kind of felt that his heart problems and everything was so overwhelming. He just kind of, with alcohol and drugs, and basically talks about that. But it's a motivational kind of song, encouragement towards the tough moments, like to get through everything. And exactly, days like this come as days go, and this basically it is actually a lyric in the first song, Game Over, but it's like a way of looking at it in a positive way, where it's like basically saying that bad days will always come, but they're not any different from the good ones, in the sense that bad days are not different from the good ones, in the sense that there's always going to be both. It's just that you have to get through them all. You have to get through every day, essentially. That's what we get there. And Gotti's speaking in a deeper tone. This is the G track. It's called G. I am the man, 6 days of bullshit. A wave of my hand. Is this the one that's like fun? Where it's like, because if it's this song, oh yeah, okay, so this one, the song's called G. This one's, I don't even know what to call it. It's got like soul elements on it, but it's like super fucking funny. This one's just funny. I would talk about the lyrics seriously here at all, but yeah. They even say fun ditty. What the fuck? Well, it's basically like it's really just fucking a fun ass. It's a funny song if you listen to it with the lyrics, and it's just that's all this one is really. It's just a funny song, and I fucking love it because of that. Ordinary is about like a robot that wants to be a human. Basically, wishes for self-awareness. The robot pleads for the ability to feel and have control, emotion, and culminates in the robot asking if the human can feel their love. And in a way, I think that's beautiful because it's kind of like sometimes we as people can feel like we're fucking robots, right? Because we just fucking following orders, working 9 to 5, basically looking down the barrel of a gun, to reference the dog. We're just surviving, and it kind of feels like we're doing the same shit every day, kind of robotic, And will you give me my own soul? Will you let me take control? Again, it can be applied to a human as well, even though I'm sure they were just kind of like goofing a little bit with that song. Then we have D, which stands for death. Believe it or not. This is the continued journey of a person who believes that life is but a dream. He ends up killing himself by jumping off a building. Okay, I didn't remember this. He just feels justified in his actions, even euphoric, because he thinks he's dreaming, therefore it doesn't matter. It's an orchestra song, a symphonic song, so an orchestra ensemble grows louder and more sinister as the song ends, signifying the abrupt end of his life. But so it's basically like a song about suicide, just a darker song about death, which is pretty fitting because it's called Death. And then it ends with the fucking piano. And it's beautiful, man. It's really just fucking beautiful. It's an instrumental piano piece performed by the lead guitarist Sinister Gates, and the fact that he can play this fucking well on piano, I have a reason to spin this album again this night, and it's 1:22 a.m. And this one is the final track to the album, meaning listeners are supposed to hear it after already hearing the rest of the album. So its goal is to have you contemplating the themes regarding previous songs. The song previous to the track itself, Death, features a character who commits suicide, believing that life is but a dream. Life is but a dream is a continuation of that storyline, possibly describing what the character as having reached an afterlife of sorts. The lack of lyrics could also imply that said afterlife is truly nothingness, or maybe something beyond comprehension, although the former seems more likely. But that nothingness in the Life is But a Dream piano outro is just, because the piano playing is truly beautiful here. That's a piece that you shouldn't be able to dislike in general. It's just, this is a great piano piece, and probably one of my favorites ever of all time. Like, as far as piano scores go, fucking Mozart, Chopin, step aside is what I'm saying, and I'm not even kidding. I'm saying that as a joke, because normally I would say that's a joke, but this time it's not a fucking joke, dudes. So, speaking of things that aren't jokes, this is the end of the video. That's not a joke. I'm gonna go play some VR Chat, listen to that album once more, because I fucking have to. Otherwise I'm gonna rip my fucking brain out from its skull. And that's gonna be a fun experience as well if I do so. But I would rather live and continue to do that another day when it's more fitting. So, that's it for this day's video. And that is essentially my more so analysis than a review, but if you want my fucking review, fucking Alan's great. Spin it if you want something unique and experimental and proggy as fuck. Especially the experimental, emphasis on the experimental. So, yeah, later.